Hi people! So I watched Katrine Brandt. I'm not sure I pronounced her last name right. Even though she's a Swede and I'm a Swede and I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it doesn't really matter. But I watched her do a Q&A video a few days ago, and she got a question that was like, what would your 14-year-old you say about your present now? About your present you? About your present now? And it got me thinking what my 14-year-old me would say about present me. This me. The me that's doing this video, talking to the camera, and doesn't think it's too weird because, and no hair. Almost I have hair, but you know what I'm talking about. I realized that my 14-year-old me would be really astonished that she dared to do anything that's like similar to what I'm doing. I mean, I was mainstream when I was 14. I had I wouldn't say the same clothes as everybody else because I didn't have money to buy anything fancy, so I did what I could with what I had. And at the time, these baggy sweatpants and like tight linen, they were really popular at my school, so could buy that really cheap at the nearest mall thing. And I wore that, and I didn't really dare to say anything. I was like this big in the classroom. I barely dared to say anything, and I was the smallest, saddest, shyest little kid you can think of. My biggest interest was horses, and I think that made me not really weird because we had a few horse girls in my class, but I was so shy and the only thing I actually could talk about was horses, especially my horses. And I wouldn't dare, ever dare to do this hair or talk to any stranger whatsoever. But now I can. I really enjoy this hair. I didn't like my hair when I was 14. Don't even think that. But I would never ever ever dare to do something similar to this. It wasn't until I was like 15, 16. 15 actually. Yeah, it was just a year before. But anyway, it wasn't until I was like 15 and I started to dress as I wanted and do my makeup as I wanted. God, I was only 15. Oh, sorry. I don't like young girls wearing makeup, and to realize that I was 15 when I started wearing extreme makeup. That's pretty fucking scary. But I sort of think my 14-year-old me would be proud of me, this present me, this me. Because my 14-year-old me wished I was a bit more like this. Yeah, I really did wish I dared to talk to strangers. Here goes the English. But that I dared to talk to strangers, and that I dared to speak up in class, and that I dared do stuff that I wanted to do without having to make sure that I had someone with me. Because if I want to go to Liseberg, I go to Liseberg. Liseberg, woo. Talking very fancy. Fancy talking, because you can't say Liseberg in any other language than Swedish. And oh, by the way, when I was 14, I loved body modifications already back then, tattoos and piercings and stuff and shit. And I think I got my belly button pierced when I was 14 actually, because I promised my dad that I wouldn't eat candy for a year in exchange of them paying for my belly button piercing and letting me do that, because you need a guardian to do that before you're 16. And I wasn't 16, obvious. And so he agreed on that, and I pierced my belly button, and I was woo, and I think I was like the first girl in my class to pierce her belly button. So I think I actually started daring to do stuff on my own when I was 14, because I remember that most of the girls in my class was like, oh, I'm gonna get my belly button pierced, yeah, oh, I'm gonna get my belly button pierced, oh yeah, I will do that soon, oh yeah, and they never did it. And when I started talking about it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then like a few weeks later, yeah, I'm really gonna do it, I had to do it, I really should do it, yeah. And those girls still haven't done it? Oh man, I really have to do it. I think it was kind of a pressure thing too, that I had to do it before they did it, so that I could be cooler than they were. Sort of. And I think that's weird sounds from outside my door. If I get killed on camera, can you please capture the murderer? I'm gonna hope it's nothing and keep enjoying my monster. I'm still wearing my pajamas. Bye people. Social media's in the description box below.